Fight. Since you lost, what's up, Jake? Where you going, Jake? Oh, he's running! He's running! Look at him!
Gervonta Davis just blindsided Jake Paul with a punch that shook the entire internet right outside Miami International Airport. No cameras, no ring, no rules. Just raw beef spilling into real life. Witnesses were screaming. Security scrambled. Phones flew into the air as two of boxing's biggest names tanked, and the problem child nearly turned an airport terminal into a war zone. And you're probably wondering, what could have pushed Tank that far?
After Canelo, obviously, didn't materialize, was the next one Tank?
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, that was on the 1 yard line as well, but he has to rematch, Lamont Roach. He wants to get that back. And then we'll be back in discussions with Mr. Gervonta. But, man, this is the nature of boxing. You have massive fights on the 1 yard line and things just fall through.
As you're watching it, he was a gigantic favorite, and this is on the heels of the Canelo thing. Are you like, what the fuck is going on here?
I don't know, though, because I never really thought Tank was that good. It would just take the right fighter to pick him apart, to be honest. Someone who had high activity and wasn't afraid of his power. So I always saw so many holes in his game. So to me, it wasn't that surprising that someone finally gave him some good work.
If you do fight, what weight would it be at?
195.
Oh, wow. So he would go all the way from 40 to 95?
Yeah, I mean, it would be an exhibition.
Okay. And so what does that mean? Is that 3-minute rounds?
Yeah, 10 3-minute rounds.
And when you say exhibition, what are the restrictions on that?
No restrictions, just the fact that we couldn't actually get it professionally sanctioned.
Okay. Is that still of interest to you? If he wins the rematch and you beat Julio, is that of great interest to you later this year?
For sure.
Well, the beef runs deeper than you think. From trash talk that crossed the line, to contract drama, to secret DMs that just leaked, this wasn't just a random scuffle. This was personal. And this could be the beginning of a rivalry the world didn't even know it needed. Stay locked in, because this story's about to unfold like a Netflix boxing series. From leaked footage, to hidden agendas, to what this means for both of their next fights, you won't believe what really sparked this chaos. This wasn't just random violence. This wasn't an accident. Tensions between Jake Paul and Gervonta Davis have been quietly growing in the shadows of the boxing world for months.
Who were you going to call out? What was the plan originally?
I think he was here. He came in my locker room.
Shakur Stevenson?
He wasn't in my locker room.
Jake Paul?
Next question.
This time, Jake barked at the wrong beast. Gervonta Davis, unlike many of Jake's past targets, doesn't play into clown energy. He's not a social media puppet. He's built from a different cloth forged in real pain, real fights, and real consequences.
Tank Davis.
Bad dude. See, what I like about Tank is Tank brings something different. Back in the days, everybody had something. Muhammad Ali was a mover boxer. George was a puncher. Ernest Shavers was a puncher. Everybody had something they brought to the table. Larry Holmes had a jab. Mike Weaver had overhand right. You know what I'm saying? Everybody has something. That division now is full, and Tank having to be the knockout guy of the division. Mm-hmm. He the one with the main knockout power. Garcia has it too, but Tank got that real knockout power that, if Tank hit one of them clean, usually they gonna have a problem. Mm-hmm. So it's I like Tank. Every now and then, I think when he knows he can beat somebody, he probably don't lock in as hard, but I think when they bring challenges, he locks in.
Yeah, he fights to the level of his competition.
Yes,
he was doing that a lot.
And he got to be careful of that.
2 fights ago, he was really doing that.
You feel me? So you got to be careful of that, because if you come in and think somebody is not at your level and you underestimate them, it can get you beat. So that's the only thing I think you got to be careful of. Other than that, Tank is a really good fighter.
When Jake joked about Tank's legal problems, calling him a walking headline, that hit differently.
Baltimore native and boxing champ Gervonta Tank Davis is sent to jail less than a month after he was ordered to serve 3 months of home detention. He was taken into custody after an impromptu hearing yesterday, and now he will finish his 90-day sentence in the Baltimore City jail. Deputies say Davis violated the terms of his home detention sentence in a 2020 hit-and-run crash. He said his home was too small, so he moved to the Four Seasons Hotel, but did not get permission from the judge. He received his 90-day sentence after pleading guilty in February to a crash that injured 4 people.
And when he mocked Tank for his issues with Floyd Mayweather, claiming Tank was just another fighter in Floyd's shadow, that's when things crossed the line.
Oh, Lord. I'm sorry. I'm just in a silly, goofy mood.
Tank didn't respond publicly, but behind the scenes, he was watching, waiting, brewing. Fast forward to Miami International Airport. Gervonta was reportedly flying in for a private meeting with his team ahead of his rematch with Lamont Roach. Jake? He was just returning from a business trypan, still riding the high from beating Mike Tyson in their controversial exhibition match.
What's going on?
What's up, Floyd?
I can have what I want.
What you mean with the camera? Oh, you got camera too. So what you supposed to be?
The moment they spotted each other was like watching 2 grenades without pins walking into the same room. Witnesses say there was instant tension. No words exchanged. No greetings. Just pure animosity. And then, it happened. Tank closed the distance with the speed that made him one of the most feared punchers in the game. Yep, Jake ate the same punch Frank Martin did when he stepped into the ring with Tank. However, this time there was no ring. It was pure chaos. The internet was sent into a frenzy. People were losing their minds. Some fans called it justified, saying Jake had it coming after months of reckless talk. Others said Gervonta went too far and should have saved it for the ring.
All right, Jake, I'm filming.
So guys, I'm in the hospital. I had an accident. I'm still going to be able to fight August 6th, so get your tickets at msg.com before they sell out. But I broke my back carrying the promotion for this event. It's broken.
Oh, Jake, you good?
Nurse!
Jake,
Nurse,
you
more
good?
morphine!
Oh my God.
I broke my back carrying the last 5 fights promotion. My opponents never sell shit.
something.
Oh, it hurts!
Do something.
It hurts! These motherfuckers never sell shit! They couldn't sell a pen to a writer!
So why did Gervonta really snap? Let's be real. Tank's been dealing with a mountain of stress. From his rocky split with longtime coach Calvin Ford, to the pressure of proving himself without Floyd Mayweather's guidance, to federal raids and swirling legal troubles, the man's world has been spinning out of control. And Jake? Jake represents everything Tank hates about the new boxing scene. The viral influencer invasion, the manufactured hype, the multi-million-dollar paydays without real grit.
Called clown following the Tyson fight. Tell us, exactly why. Expound on that.
Because why would he even want to fight him? And who told Mike Tyson to fight anyway?
Do you think that it might have tarnished Mike's legacy in a way?
Yeah, they did. They definitely did. Put some money.
Jake's victory over Mike Tyson in July only added fuel to the fire. And let's just say Tank wasn't a fan of Jake fighting a legend who is pushing 60. So when Jake cracked jokes about Tank's personal life, his mentorship drama, and even his jail time, it wasn't just disrespect. It was insult added to injury. For Tank, that Miami punch wasn't about headlines. It was about respect.
Do you think that it's fair to call them boxers now? Let's talk about Logan Brothers.
I think it's okay to call Jake Paul a boxer. The only reason why I say that is because he do be in the gym. He's working on stuff. The fight that he fought Mike Tyson, I don't think he should have fought Mike Tyson because of who Mike Tyson is and the age. And he said that he didn't try to knock him out. Yes, you did. You just couldn't get the knockout. Like, he tried to knock him out for sure.
But not everyone's buying the chaos at face value. A growing number of fans believe the entire airport incident was staged, carefully orchestrated to build hype for what's now officially confirmed. Gervonta Davis versus Jake Paul is happening this November.
Maybe it can be. It's not a terrible fight. You know, we know that Gervonta's going to fight Jake Paul in November, and then we'll see what happens. If
Eddie Hearn himself dropped the bombshell, revealing that the fight is locked in, right after Tank handles his unfinished business with Lamont Roach in August. For some, the timing is just too perfect. The viral airport punch, a little too clean. The silence from both camps, suspiciously strategic.
I gotta ask you, how real or what was to it with you and Tank actually being a thing? Was that something that was talked about?
Yeah, no, it was highly talked about and in negotiations and almost ready to make happen, but he has to do his rematch with Lamont and get that W, and then we'll be able to run it back. But me and Gervonta were scheduled to fight for sure.
And with both fighters known for grabbing headlines, many believe the whole thing was a well-crafted publicity stunt designed to spark conversation and boost pay-per-view numbers. Let's keep it real. This fight makes absolutely zero sense for Tank career-wise.
This might be the worst thing that ever happened in the history of humanity. Jake Paul is set to fight Gervonta Tank Davis in November. This is ridiculous. First of all, Tank, I know you're known for not taking the hardest fights, but you at least fight actual boxers. What are you doing? You know, besides getting that bag. Second, Jake, why are you doing this? You're a bad person. Let's ignore the fact that I have personally watched this man rob a P.F. Chang's. Let's talk about his refusal to fight real boxers. He gets criticized for refusing to fight real boxers, so he fights Mike Tyson, a 60-year-old boxer. He gets criticized for fighting a 60-year-old boxer, so he fights a current championship boxer who is literally 100 pounds lighter than him. Tank Davis is a lightweight, 135 pounds. Jake Paul is a cruiserweight, 235 pounds. You're never beating this fraud allegation, Jake, so why are you doing this? What do you guys think of this fight? And don't tell me anything good. Say it in the comments, though.
Let's say Tank smokes Lamont Roach in August. No controversy, just straight domination. The comeback is complete, the doubters silenced. Invincible Tank is back. You'd think the next move is Shakur Stevenson or a run back with Devin Haney, right? Wrong. Instead, he's chasing a Netflix bag with a YouTuber.
When we wanted the Loma fight, when it was in its prime, him and Mayweather, their team just, they just danced around it. When we wanted the Devin fight for Undisputed, the belts don't matter. I could just give them to my kids because everybody's winning belts. Shakur, he's easy work, he's boring, but you don't want to unify against him. Keyshawn might have a chance. You feel me? It's just disgusting. We wanted the Bud fight too after he called him out, and we also would have took a Teofimo Lopez fight. But then his fans would say, oh, but they're too big. They're not in his weight class. What the fuck is Jake Paul? This is the bullshit I be talking about. Like, this shit does nothing for the sport of boxing, but in terms of the division of 135, it doesn't do jack shit.
Make it make sense. Now flip the script. Imagine Tank takes an L to Roach. That's 2 straight losses. And let's be real, Roach nearly took the first one if the ref had called that knockdown. If Tank fumbles the rematch, the hype for a Jake Paul showdown goes straight out the window. Who's tuning in to see a guy fresh off a loss to Lamont Roach step in with Jake?
And say you got your eye on Tank. What do you think about the rumors of Tank and Jake fight?
Man, Tank disrespectful to the sport if he choose that over fighting with me. I'm the best fighter in the sport. I've been telling him that. He called cap on it. So if you gonna call cap and say I'm not who I say I am, come prove it.
It'll come off like a total desperation move, like a guy who's done facing real fighters and just wants the easy payday.
What do you think of former athletes and celebrities like Jake Paul taking up boxing? You think that grows the sport?
If he's doing it for the right reason, actually want to do it because of just like actually want to box, it's cool. But if he's doing it for like the wrong reason, just to get the hype and stuff like that, I feel as though it's trash. Sometimes people get bored at what they doing, and they want to try other stuff. Got to be mentally tough to be able to box. So that's why I don't take that away from some fighters or some people that want to jump into the sport. So just show how tough you are. That's how it should be.
For sure. That's all I got. Thank you, bro.
Thank you.
Nice to meet you.
And honestly, that's what a lot of people are already saying. Look at the signs. Tank's been talking retirement. He said boxing is boring.
Are you retiring?
With trash.
What changed?
What made this shit trash, garbage?
If you got the opportunity to sign a prospect for GTD, who will be?
Gervonta, something should have happened during this time, because when I saw you at the Frank Martin press conference, it looked like you were like the talks about retirement was not even discussed at this moment, and now it's something you keep on repeating. Is it just because obviously what you've done through boxing since you were a kid and everything? Where's Calvin Ford? Is Calvin Ford or Leonard Edelby? Usually they're around to.
You think you might be gaining love for it though? You never know. Like say you got a squawk today.
Oh, and get this. Tank's been caught puffing up during training camp. Yeah, the very same camp for his fight against Lamont Roach. No wonder he almost got taken down.
It's been to the streets. I know you ain't focused. Tighten up.
That's why I got everybody out of there. That's why I got everybody out of there. Can they see my page now?
Better tighten up.
My page now?
He literally cut ties with Calvin Ford, the one coach who had his back since day one.
Something is definitely going on between Calvin Ford and Gervonta Davis. Now, we all seen that knockdown in the 9th round, but what you probably didn't see is what happened after that in between rounds. Check this out. Coach Barry Hunter trained Tank for this fight with Lamont Roach, not Calvin Ford. A lot of people were saying that this performance has something to do with that. So, is something really going on between Calvin Ford and Tank Davis? Check out what Tank had to say.
No, I wasn't really paying attention to the crowd. You know what I mean? I was more so. It's something we gotta work on in the corner, for sure.
Everything Tank's been doing lately is shouting, "I'm done with boxing." So why jump into that Jake Paul fight? Easy, it's all about the cash. Tank's not chasing belts anymore. He's chasing millions. And Jake Paul, for all the trash talk, brings in views, clicks, hype, and most importantly, paychecks.
Is it true that you made $170 million from this fight?
I made a lot of money, the most money I've made ever.
60 million households, Jake.
250 million people.
Bro, that is so
It's all downhill
crazy.
from here.
No, for sure.
I peaked.
Jake's fight with Tyson shattered streaming records on Netflix. If Netflix signs on again for Tank's fight, we're looking at a $50 M+ payday, no sweat. That's way more than Tank would pull in facing Shakur and Haney combined.
Is it true that you made $170 million from this fight?
I made a lot of money, the most money I've made ever.
60 million households, Jake.
250 million people.
Bro, that is so
It's all downhill
crazy.
from here.
No, for sure.
I peaked.
Before Gervonta can even think about Jake Paul, he's got to get past Lamont Roach. That's no walk in the park. Their first fight was wild, especially the controversial round 9, where Roach landed a body shot that looked like a knockdown, but the ref called it a slip. Fans were furious, and many felt Roach was robbed. Now with the rematch set for August, Roach is coming with a chip on his shoulder, and Tank can't afford to overlook him. One mistake, and the Jake Paul fight might not even happen.
You live and you learn. I definitely could have. That was on me too. That was on me for sure. Cause I ain't pick it up when I supposed to pick it up, and I could have definitely did more. Definitely did more. He caught me with a good shot, but it was times that I sat in there with him, and I'm like, damn, this guy like super slow. Well, not super slow, but he's slow, and I could have took advantage of the moments. But I think I was boxing too much in the beginning, and when I felt like he was slow, it was just relate down the line type of thing. But I should have pressed the issue. I could have stopped him. It's me. Definitely my fault.
Fans are too hyped about this Tank versus Jake showdown, but first, let's talk about how insane this actually is. Jake Paul just announced he's fighting at 195 pounds, that's heavyweight territory.
If you do fight, what weight would it be at?
195. It would be an exhibition.
Okay, so it was going to be an exhibition, not sanctioned, but no restrictions. You can knock each other out and shit like that. It was going to be at a catch weight of 195 pounds, 10 rounds, 3 minutes. I've been trying to figure this out. Why was I a Tank hater for wanting to see Tank go up 5 pounds to get some smoke with like Teofimo Lopez or something? I just wanted to see him go up 5 pounds and fight Teofimo Lopez. And all of you are saying, you want Tank hurt, Showbiz. You a hater. You want him hurt. Then I'm convinced, okay, he's too small, but he can fight Jake at 195?
Meanwhile, Gervonta Davis fights at 135 and has never looked comfortable even at 140. That's 6 full weight classes apart. It's like telling a pit bull to go take on a bear. Make it make sense. And it gets worse. This so-called exhibition has no headgear, no judges, no scoring, but full power knockouts are allowed. So basically, Tank is stepping into a street fight with a dude who walks around looking like a linebacker.
Yeah, no, we're working on it behind the scenes to make that happen, and obviously that's a fight where the fans are going to win, and it's going to be the biggest event of the year.
What weight would you fight him at?
We're working on it, but it'd be an exhibition most likely.
So that's all from today's video. If you enjoyed it, remember to leave a like, subscribe, and ring that bell icon so you never miss our upcoming videos. And don't forget to share your thoughts in the comments section. Stay tuned, and we will catch you in the next video.